Hi there, welcome to Lush Living. Today's topic today is about the top 3 butt ball exercises. And this is specifically for one of my friends who bought the workout kit for her mom for Christmas. So I'm not going to say who, but this video is specifically for her. I'm Katie Lush, the creator of Lush Living, so thanks for joining me today. So the butt ball. I sell this in my workout kit. I talked about that last week, but it's a deflatable ball. It's a really thin material ball, and then it's got like a little hole where you can actually determine how full you want the ball to be. So I am, for my first exercise, therapeutic exercise, I should say, because last week I talked about how the butt ball on Friday, I had 2 clients with some low back pain issues, so we used the butt ball to help alleviate some sciatica and some low back pain, and it's like a miracle worker, so kind of incredible. But anyways, if you have a butt ball, you're going to inflate it to the max. So something close to that. Not 100%, but pretty close. Cork it. And then you're going to sit on it. So I'm going to sit on it on the floor. But it's like laying an egg. That's my image. Where, and hopefully you can see, you know you're on a sweet spot where you feel like your pubic bone is hanging off the front, your tailbone is hanging off the back, and your pelvis is sort of draping over the sides, like you're laying an egg. And then you sit here and you hang out and you breathe. You're gonna feel the bottom of your pelvis potentially fight back against the tension. So your goal as you hang out here for probably about 5 minutes is to relax the tissues of your pelvis to the best of your abilities. So I'm gonna bring you a little closer so you can hopefully see what's going on. Tilt you down a little bit. But, okay, so here I am, I'm sitting on my ball. Woo! I'm sitting cross-legged on the floor, but honestly, you don't need to. Get a little bright light. Oh, there we go. Okay, you don't need to sit on the ground because especially if you have low back pain, chances are getting on the floor is a little rough. The perfect chair is like a dining room chair where it's a little higher, elevated. It's got a very firm surface. So you're gonna sit on your ball with your feet flat on the ground, and you're just gonna sit here and breathe. You can read, you can go through your text, you can go through your email on your phone, you could watch a show sitting, but you hang out here long enough that you actually feel like your pelvis relaxes and sort of yields over the shape of the ball, yeah? So sitting on it, that would be exercise number 1, with the caveat, because I've had 2 people ask me this now, do not sit on this while driving a car or any sort of vehicle. It's very dangerous to be on an uneven surface while driving. There's a reason that your seat is not unstable, but you can take it with you to like the movies or the symphony or sitting on an airplane. The airplane would probably be perfect for it because you can deflate it down in your carry-on and then inflate it when you get on the seat. But yeah, if you're driving or a passenger, do not sit on this ball. Do not bring it with you, okay? It's just unsafe if you happen to be in a car accident. But this would be exercise number 1, is just sitting on it. It's really, I would say this is the easiest therapeutic positioning for it. It's really gentle. I've done a video of this before, a video lapse of what happens to my stomach when I sit on here for a long period of time and my abdominal tissues actually relax. Believe it or not, our tummies need massaging. They're sometimes running tight, even though we sort of think about all we want is like a 6-pack of tone. Even that tone can be a little overly tight and it can cause some digestive issues, some low back pain, all kinds of stuff. So anyways, sitting on it is exercise number 1. And then maybe like a dining room chair, sitting on it with your feet flat on the floor and just relaxing for at least 5 minutes. If you can do 3, good, 5, great, and even longer, you'll feel so good. And then the fun part is if you come out of it, it feels like you're sitting in a ditch, which is a really nice sensation because you've got some stretch of the base of your pelvis and some room. And then if you go take a walk around, your low back should feel a little looser and freer. So that is exercise number 1. Exercise number 2, hello. Whoop, sorry, you just did a flip. I'm gonna bring you down to the floor and we're going to breathe. So these next 2, I'm gonna say, are a little harder to execute because it involves you getting on the floor. So like I said before, if getting on the floor with back pain is too difficult, you stick to number 1 until that eases up. But if you can get on the floor or like a high solid table, beds are a little soft, but you're gonna take your ball and you're gonna lie down so that the ball is underneath your high rib cage, really close to your armpit. You could put a pillow under your head, but you're gonna try to come all the way down so that your head is touching either a pillow or something, but you're trying to bend your body around the ball. And you're trying to breathe specifically into the ball. So when you breathe in, you'll feel your ribs sink against the ball. And then when you exhale, you'll feel your ribs come away from the ball. And all you do is you just sit here and breathe. So it acts as a tool, an awareness tool, to breathe into the side rib cage. Try to get some motion and some movement in the side upper ribs that tend to get really compressed. It actually feels really good. So you hang out here, same thing. You can hang out here for about a minute and just breathe. It's very calming and very soothing to do this. The only thing that kind of stinks about it is that then you have to get up and try the other side. So for time's sake, don't spend too much time because you have to do both sides. But you lie down again so the ball is under the ribs. I'm going to say you're going to feel pretty different sensations from side to side. For instance, this is my left side and I'm left-handed, so it actually feels a bit tighter. I feel the sensations a little bit stronger. Oh, that feels so good. Especially on a cold day where you don't feel like you're taking a full deep breath, or you feel like your shoulders are really scrunched up by your ears because you're just so cold and so kind of coming in on yourself to maintain warmth. It feels so good to breathe into the ball to get some expansiveness. For my ladies who've had any sort of breast augmentation or lymph node removal or lumpectomies, this might feel really impactful on the side of your rib cage because it does pull a little bit into some breast tissue, but in a gentle way, especially since the ball, you can deflate it down to anything you need to if it feels too rough. Or if you've received radiation on this side of your rib cage, it just brings some lymph flow. This is something good to do when you're sick, right? Because you have so many lymph nodes that run under your armpits that when you're sick, it's nice to get them moving. And breathing into them is a really good one. Okay, last but not least, I'm gonna say is the most dreaded, and that's an abdominal massage. So I'm gonna take the ball down into a more deflated, like maybe 50%. You don't wanna do this on a very full stomach. So if you just ate, you might wanna avoid it. But you have a semi-deflated ball. I'm gonna come down to the floor with you. Okay, so if your stomach is like a clock, your digestive system goes clockwise, right? So your digestive organs empty down the left corner of your pelvis. So knowing that, you always want to massage in the direction of your digestion. You don't want to reverse it for fear of adjusting your digestion. We don't need any problems there. But so we're going to start with the ball in the lower right corner of the pelvis. And you're going to come all the way to the floor. Oh my gosh. And you're going to breathe. Can't give you a good shot for this, sorry. I'm like squished into the corner because I'm trying not to be disruptive. But you can see my ball is under my right pelvis. You breathe, breathe, breathe. You hang out here. And then you move the ball kind of like pure low rib cage right. If you can come all the way to the floor, that's great, but you hang out here and you breathe. 2 or 3 deep breaths, however long you need until those tissues relax. This part's not so rough. Then you go directly to the upper crescent of that right rib cage. Not in the center, but you're always going to stay off center. And then you breathe. Not too bad. So it's like a little bit under your diaphragm. Then you move it across to that left upper corner. Oh, that side's tighter. Shocking. And you breathe, letting the ball relax those left upper rib tissues and diaphragm. And then you move down so that's like just pure left low rib cage. Again, you're always off center. You're never smack dab in the middle of the abdominal wall. Wow, this side's tight. I knew that though. And then you roll it for the 6th spot in the left low hip. Woo, which is usually a lot of sensation. Man, that's tight. So, for my ladies who have digestive issues, which exercise do you think will be the best for you? The most dreaded one, number 3, because anything you can do to massage the tissues to get the organs moving and flowing, getting some lymph flow, getting some abdominal release. If you wear a lot of tight-fitting dresses over the holidays for some fancy parties and you're wearing Spanx and you're wearing heels, it's going to throw the tensions off in your abdominal wall, and you're going to want to do everything you can to release them. So, to review, butt ball, top 3 exercises. You're going to sit on it for a very good therapeutic tool. You're going to hang out here for roughly 3 to 5 minutes. If you can hang out longer, fantastic. Exercise number 2, you're going to lie on your side with the ball really high up in your armpit. If you're a female, under your bra line, and you're going to lie on your side all the way on the ground. A hard surface is better because it's going to give you better feedback of the ball. If you're on a bed, it's just not as soft, or it's too soft. Same thing on the other side. You put the ball under the rib cage, you lie on your side, you breathe and you relax, you breathe and you relax, and you're trying to deliberately breathe into those tissues. So again, if you're sick, that's a great one because it gets some lymph flow. If you've had any surgical surgeries in that region of the body, between breast augmentation, some lumpectomy, lymph node removal, radiation, this is great to get some fluids and viscosity back to the site. Or like I said, if you're sick, and just get some lymph flow moving. And then number 3 is the clock massage, where you start in the low right quadrant, you go pure right, upper left, pure left, low left. And you can repeat it. If you repeat this, it takes time. Usually 1 pass is good if you're short on time. If you've got plenty of time, do 2 passes. Yeah, it'll help, and especially if you have any digestive issues, for the same reason of wearing tight-fitting clothing, tight belts. You need to wear Spanx for the holiday party to look smooth in your dress. This is a good cross-training. It's like we have exercises for a high heel hangover. This is for like a Spanx hangover. This is your cross-training, your antithesis. So try that. Try those 3 exercises. Let me know. If you need a butt ball, you can check out my website, and I've got a link to the workout kit that I have created for you guys. So if you do my reboot program or any of my online videos, you've got all the tools that you need to get the videos done and accomplished, because these are my top props that I use pretty much every class, or 1 prop, 2 props per class. They're therapeutic, they're inexpensive, and they work. All right, thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a good one. Whew. And I may or may not see you next week for Christmas. We'll see. Maybe I'll come back and do a live on Monday. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.